All right, we are live, sir. How you doing this evening?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to get into this conversation. See what you got to say about it.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
ready to.
I see you over there looking like Ron DMC.
Oh, with the Adidas, yeah. You know it's getting a little cold out there, so
Right.
put on the jackets.
All right. Let me see if I can share this. Let me see if it's showing. Should be live. Oh, there we are. All right. Let me share it. Posting. Shared. I think I'm gonna try Instagram today, see how it's working.
Okay. So you normally do Facebook?
Facebook and YouTube, and that's it. I'll try Instagram sometimes.
I've seen it on YouTube.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instagram is a little difficult sometimes, but we'll try it. We'll try it. It says checking connection. All right. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Conversations with KFLO. The goal is to inspire, encourage, and empower you to live life better. Follow me on Facebook, the Gram, TikTok, YouTube at I am KFlowK. For fashion content, you can follow me on K Styles U. And please show your love by your likes, tags, and shares. As usual, we gonna get into my business, your business, and
Everybody.
everybody business.
Right.
My guest today is Keith D. Brandon Jr. Keith, what is up? Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do, sir.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on your show. Uh,
Hmm.
so I appreciate it. Well, I'm a videographer, photographer in Dallas. Um, I have a podcast as well.
Okay.
Uh, And so I do short films, music videos, commercials for business, small businesses around Dallas area. And I travel as well from Atlanta, Dallas, St. Louis, and LA sometimes. So that's
Oh,
what I.
you getting a little traveling coin.
Yeah. I had to slow down last year, but I got burned out. I was flying a lot, filming a lot, and what I learned through the experience is sometimes you have to say no. I was taking on anything I could and just going everywhere. And I got to the point where I couldn't do the work because I had so much on my plate and I got burned out.
Mm-hmm.
So with any business, you have to say no sometimes. You have to only be able to do with what you can handle, or you
Right.
will get burned out.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I had a business myself doing t-shirts, and I was
Yeah.
listen, I understand the burnout, especially when you're doing it by yourself, you ain't got no help.
Yep.
So yeah, I totally get it. So how did you well, first of all, you said you had a podcast as well. Are you still doing your podcast?
Yeah, we're doing a podcast. First season was audio. We're about to go to audio and video. So right now, that's why I'm in the studio right now. We're setting up the camera setups and lighting and all this stuff. And so we're about to hit season 2 next week.
Okay, what is your podcast about?
It's about all kind of things dealing with life, entertainment. We highlight a lot of the businesses in the Dallas or DFW area,
Mm-hmm.
mostly, particularly Black-owned businesses. And yeah, that's what we do. We have fun. It's called giving you the D, as in giving you the deal, or the
Right.
T.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, but that's a little pun though, giving you the D. You know that ain't.
Yeah, my sister is a co-host, and she she came up with that name. She's silly, and we tried it out with a lot of people, and they just laughed. We like the feedback from it, so that's
Right.
what we did.
Okay, and tell us where we can find you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, where you at?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Keith Brendan J. On Instagram, you can find me same as Keith Brendan J. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the same. So yeah. Also, my website is not up yet, but it'll be up in a few days. I had to take it down to redo it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's Deaf in October. DEFINOCTOBER. So
Okay.
that's the website. If you want to go and check out some of my material, my films and music videos and whatnot, and photography, you can check it out there. But mostly on Instagram.
That's what's up. I think I found you on Instagram. Isn't that how I found you on Instagram? That's how you did my video?
You found me on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, like your stuff is really, I don't know, it was just something about it that caught my eye. It was just kind of different from a lot of the other stuff that I was seeing. And let me apologize to you in front of America. I know I was tough to work with because I'm very picky and I have a vision of what I want. And so I know I was hard to work with, but I'm pretty sure you picked that up really quickly. That I
Uh,
was really,
no,
really picky.
no, not at all. I mean, if you know what you want, I think it's just about communication. A lot of times, I mean, you were learning. This was your first video,
Yes, yes.
and so it was my job to let you know that when you have ideas or whatnot, you have you give feedback as like you were doing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a process as far as like you have one or two steps, and then I do the editing, and then we go from there, and then um, basically you weren't difficult at all. Promise.
Oh, I felt like I was being difficult because I know, like you said, I was learning. It was my first time, and there was things that I was seeing or that I wanted done, and you were like, "Yeah, no, it don't work like that."
Yeah,
That ain't how it works. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I appreciate you for being patient and understand with me. Overall, I think it was a great video. I had fun. I enjoyed working with you. So, I don't know when my next video is gonna be or my next song. For me, it was just something fun. Promotional. I felt like I was doing a whole lot.
mhm.
And I was like, I think the best way for me to put myself out there is to do this video that shows everything that I do, my fashion, the business, and mowing the yard, being a
Yeah.
homeowner, like all that stuff. I was like, man, I'm doing a lot. Let me wrote a song about it, like the here you go.
No, you did a good job, man. I think next time we can do a lot better. It had nothing to do with you. It's like I was in a transitional period.
Right, yeah.
I was transitioning from software, and so I was trying to learn the software, and then you came, and the things that you wanted I could do on the older software, but I had
Right.
already got rid of that software, and so
Exactly.
it was kind of hard for me to, it was just a transition. You wouldn't, I promise, you wasn't difficult at all. Uh,
Okay, well, thank you for saying that.
no, no, seriously, yeah,
All right, well, let's get into thank you for telling us about you and what you do. And let's get into you want to talk about relationships, child. So we're gonna talk about relationships. Now you said later we could talk about anything, but listen,
you
I
said
want
you said my business or relationship. I was like, nobody wants to hear about movie.
well, what I mean, I think you're a very interesting guy. I think with what you're doing is very interesting. I'm interested in it, and I just started doing media at my church because I just love visuals, videos, fashion, anything that's got a lot of color, and just I've always been into graphics and graphic design. I don't know how to do it, but I'm very interested in it. So, video and camera, photography, all that stuff is very interesting to me. So
Yeah,
that's why I just started doing media training at my church because, I want to learn a little bit about the camera because I think one day I will probably pick up, photography. So, who
yeah.
knows?
I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. I think that's something you definitely should get into, being that you are into fashion and stuff and videos. It it's not as hard as it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got YouTube there. They show the part that keeps you to stand out is the creativity part. It's not actually doing the uh, videos and photography. You can learn that just like that. So I would encourage you to pick it up because you are a visual person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I started. I started because I got tired of paying for it. You know,
Mm.
like I can
See.
do it myself, and you can do it too. You're a creative person, so that's why if anytime you hit me up, I try to give you any tips I can give you. So I know that I think you can do it. I definitely think you can do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a try. So speaking on that, so what got you started into actually wanting to do that? You said because you wanted to do it yourself because of the money. So you wanted to learn how to do the skill yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
So how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for about 10 years.
Oh
But
wow.
professionally, I've started about 4 years ago. Is when I got serious and started buying really expensive cameras. So I just
Hmm.
start investing in myself. One thing you have to do is you got to invest in yourself.
Right.
It will show in your production. Whatever you're trying to create, production, business, whatever you have to put the money into it.
Right.
It will come back, but you have to put money into it.
Yeah, I totally agree because when I first started this podcast, I started out on my laptop and my laptop was not able to, I guess, it wasn't able to hold the streaming device, and the sound. There was so many things I found out that, like, yeah, girl, you're not gonna be able to do it with this. You're gonna have to buy something else. So to me, it was like, I'm like, okay, it's time to spend some money. Now I didn't spend a whole bunch of money, but just preparing my mind to invest in myself was a process for me because I thought, wham bam, jump on the laptop, Facebook Live, and we good to go. Well, then not knowing that, okay, sometimes Facebook Live don't always work.
Right. Right.
Right. And then when you got the internet, which is never, 100%.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I got to make some real investments in this thing, and this is what I want to do. And I've been enjoying, doing it, even though it's not a money maker. It's still a step outside of my comfort zone. It's a step outside of my regular job. So it's just something fun, for me to do. And I've really been enjoying it. This is season 2, and I'm loving it and looking forward to season 3 or however long it lasts. So tell me, what is your end goal in doing this? Do you want to do like videos for celebrities? Like what's the end goal?
I want to do some. I've done a few for a few celebrities, rap artists. But getting into it, my end goal is more so. I just want to do movies, short films, or some full feature movies. I have
Mhm.
stories. I'm a writer, so that's another reason why I got into the actual film part. I write, and so I was writing short films and full feature movies, and I was trying to get people to shoot it for me. And so
Mhm.
it's another outlet where I was like, I'm tired of trying to do this. I can do it myself.
Mhm.
And I got into that's another reason why I got into the film part of it. I was
You
outside.
need some background, some people in the background, like to sit at a table or something and drink some coffee.
I do. I need people that want to act, people that want to go in the background. Cause see, this is the thing. A lot of people think they can't act, and they can't. You just have to try. It's just like some people think they can't produce music, and until you sit in front of a keyboard and you
Right.
realize, wow, I can actually do this.
Right.
If
Well,
anybody,
I know plenty of actors, sir.
let me know because I
Hey,
need them. I need them.
I know plenty because I do wardrobe. I've done wardrobe for some local, films here in Dallas. So yeah, I got the actors for you. That ain't no problem. I can send them your way.
Cool. Yeah, I need some. We're working on something right now. Finishing the end and the storyboarding, but yeah, we're about to start shooting soon. So yeah, I definitely need some
Okay.
background, some people that want to do primary work that wants to actually try acting, and yeah.
Oh, well, look, sir, I got you. I,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
got you.
good.
I got the hookup, like Master P say. I got the hookup. All
Okay.
right, let's get into this discussion. First of all, since this is a dating show, let me ask you: are you single, dating, engaged, married? What's your status?
I'm single. I am single, dating, here and there, but mostly it's all about business for me. As you know, I work 6 days a week, so I only have one day, and I'm really not out there.
You're not out there.
No, no,
So you ain't really trying to date actively right now.
no, no, no. That's not on my page right now.
Okay,
No,
so
it's all business right now.
it's all business. Okay, so when was the last time that you tried to date somebody?
Last time I dated was probably about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay. And so what does dating look like? So, since this is a relationship topic, what does dating look like for you? Let's say when you start to date, what does that look like for you? How are you going to approach that?
Oh, how do you mean? How do I don't?
Yeah, like how do you approach, like if you interested in somebody, like how do you let the young lady know that I want to date you? What's your process?
My process is me. I'm not. I'm kind of shy, so I don't. I'm not the. Uh, I don't have. The. I just tend to treat every woman as a friend first. I think friendship should come first.
Okay.
I'm not really prone to just like going on dates. After
Okay.
day one, I'll talk to you, get to know you
Okay.
on a friend level, and then we'll go from there and see if it goes further.
Okay, so see, that kind of tells me that you're more of a let's see what happens type of dude.
Um, yeah, but see, I don't talk to women. I would talk to one person. If I'm
Hmm.
interested. If I'm interested, then I'll. That's how I start off any relationship, as friendship. Because I think that we in society we jump into the relationship uh thing way too fast.
Hmm.
And you're in a relationship, and then you find out 3 4 months later that this person not compatible. You're
Hmm.
not compatible. Now you got to break off a whole relationship. Well, most people can't. They don't have the courage to do it the right way, so they end up cheating and all that kind of stuff. But if you're
Okay.
in the first place and you guys are just friends and you kind of, the courtship like we used to do back in the day, we used to court each other.
Right.
We don't court anymore.
Yeah, I
And
ain't heard that word in a long time from a man actually.
that's the issue. See, we don't court. There's certain steps that we have, and one of the steps that we jumped that first step. We're already into seeing the person, sleeping with the person,
Hmm.
getting to know the person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We're really not trying to get to know the person. We're already in bed with them, doing married stuff.
Right, doing, yeah, you playing mamas and daddies, and you ain't,
Then you realize, man, this person, I'm not compatible with this person, or she's not compatible with me.
right.
And by then, you're in a relationship, and it's a mess.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think a lot of people don't take the time to actually build something with stuff with substance. They jump right into, well, she's fine or he's fine, or we going on this trip, that trip, we hanging out. And I just sometimes I just wonder, like, how do you even get to the point of being in a relationship with somebody that you don't know? Like, that baffles my mind
I'll tell you how.
completely. Like, I just don't understand. I'm like, you
Easy.
didn't know that before. I'm like, you've been with him for 6 months and you didn't know that already?
Well, see what people do. They go off of vibes. See, we'll go off of vibe and emotions and the way that person makes me feel, and we'll run with that, and we don't realize that that's just a vibe. I like this person, so now this person is moving in with me and all this stuff. I'm moving in with that person.
Yeah,
We survive, and we will look at the person 6 months later, a year later, and like, why am I here? You think that, oh, I fell out of love with this person. It's like you never was in love with that person.
no, right.
A vibe, and that vibe told you that it feels good being with this person, that it must be right, and then you went to the next step. And one thing I think we don't do is, I always tell my female friends, time. Time reveals everything. We don't give enough time. We'll jump from this to that to that to that. And that's the problem, time. We're so in a rush to have a man, to have a woman, we're so in a
Okay,
rush.
so let me ask you this. So if you find some young lady that you're interested in, and I understand you said time, and time is very important. So speaking of time, so how would you let her know, hey, I'm kind of digging you, I'm feeling you, I like our vibe, and we've been hanging out for a minute. How would you let her know that you want to take it a little further? Do you vocalize that?
Oh yeah, definitely. You mean before?
You personally.
Um,
Before you get into the relationship part, you guys are friends, you've been hanging out, y'all done gone on a couple of dinners, y'all been talking on the phone. How do you let this young lady know that you want to now date her as in a relationship? How do you let her know?
well, me personally, it's verbally. It's not a thing that just kind of goes into it. I let that person know that this is where I'm at, and this is where I attend. These are my intentions. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I let a person know how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
How I feel about this. And I want to go to the next level or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something that we just gradually go into, and then I always say if the person doesn't verbally say it, it's not true.
All right.
That's
You
I,
hear me?
if a guy says if he doesn't say you're my girl, you're not his girl. But a lot of times relationships, we get into things and it kind of goes that way, and women are sad, they get hurt because the man was acting this way, and so you assume, but you can't assume, especially in 2022, you can't
You
assume.
cannot. You cannot. It's totally different. And I say that because it's totally different because for me, I can't even say that I was dating this guy, but I was interested in him and I thought he was interested in me. And we saw each other for a whole year. Now, I've never, ever been in constant communication with a man for a
Mhm.
year and it didn't turn into something. So I didn't know. And I couldn't call it dating because I really didn't feel like he was dating me. I felt like we were just hanging out and we were just kicking it. But I enjoyed his time and I thought he enjoyed my time. So I thought, well, eventually this is going to turn into something, is what I was hoping. But he never said it and I never said it. And as I feel like the man should lead, so I'm like, I'm just kind of sitting back, waiting to see is he ever gonna say something, and he never did. So when people ask me, well, how is it going? I would be like, well, I really don't know. We still talk, we still go out to dinner, we still go to the movies, but he hasn't really said anything, so I don't know. And I didn't even know if I should ask, where is this going? Because I don't,
Well,
I just didn't even know. So maybe you can tell me as a man,
I'm gonna tell
when
you.
is it time for a woman to say, where is this going?
Well, in my opinion, I'm gonna say in my opinion,
Yeah, this is
no,
your opinion.
no fault of you, but I think where you may have uh, went wrong for yourself, I don't think you should have gave him that much time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when a guy's like, "Yo, what's going on?" and when he's asking and he wants more of your time, he wants to be with you more, then you let him know, well, this is why you may go out with him here and there, but a guy that doesn't, uh, I don't think a guy should have as much time as women give them. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So if he comes and asks like, yo, why we not going out as much, then you let him know, well, I'll give you my time, but you know, um, usually that much time is for a person that is on this certain level with me.
Yeah. I mean, I learned that again, it wasn't all the time, and it didn't feel like we were dating. It just felt like we were getting to know each other. I never even felt like this guy is dating me.
Mhm.
So I didn't even push the issue because, I feel like you follow your heart and you follow your mind. So in my mind, in my heart, I really didn't feel like he was dating me. I felt like he was just, maybe I was one of however many he was, doing. Not saying he was a player or anything. He was a really sweet guy. But again, for me, I don't think I will ever, like you said, give anybody a whole year of my time, without asking something.
Yeah, a whole year, a week. I mean, um, when someone is not communicating or their intentions or whatnot, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't keep going on dates with them all. It's cool to hang out. This is just my opinion. It's cool to hang out here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Here and there is for. I'm gonna say this: you should put every relationship where it belongs. That's why I always say, in its own compartment. So if you guys are not boyfriend girlfriend, then he shouldn't be having that boyfriend girlfriend friend time. Y'all shouldn't be going to the movies all the time and hanging
Mm-hmm.
out all the time. Here and there, like you do with your friends,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you should. You don't go with
Well,
your girl.
that's what I'm saying. It was here and there. This was not
Well, here
every
and
week. This
there,
was not every 2 weeks. This was not every month. This was like every other month, maybe every 2 months. He would
yeah.
be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, what are you doing? Let's go get something to eat. Let's go to a movie." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So it didn't feel like a relationship. So I never put it in the relationship category.
So you guys were dating.
I don't know.
Okay, because for men, dating means I can see you, I can see her, I can see,
Mm-hmm.
it's, you're dating, you're out there dating. That's 2022. It's not how we used to do where dating means I'm dating this person,
Right.
I'm courting this person. Dating means I'm seeing people. And
Okay.
you may have been the only one, or you may have been one of few.
Right.
But until a man or a woman tells you, this is what it is, or these are my intentions, it's just all up in the air.
Okay. So you stated that you would verbally let a young lady know that you're interested. So what are some of the things, like what are your turnoffs? Let me ask you that. If you're seeing somebody and you like, what's the thing that makes you go, yeah, no, I'm not calling her again.
Oh man, what's a turn off? Number one, if she's too into me.
Too into you?
I know that's crazy, but if a person's too into me, it's a turn off.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow. So
yeah.
you don't want her to be into you?
I said too into me. You-
Well, okay, so what is too into you? What does that mean?
a woman should keep some part of herself. I say some part of herself where she has her business. She's doing she has a part of her world. If
Oh,
you become her world and you're her everything, to me that's a turn off.
oh yeah, because that means it's just you. She don't have nothing going on for herself. Yeah, I get that.
Keep some part of yourself. And
Right,
a lot of times women are strong like that, but when they get in a relationship, naturally that man becomes their world. Not all the time,
right.
a lot of times. And
Okay,
for me, I like a woman that keeps some part of herself to where I'm still interested in chasing her. She's not chasing me. You know.
right. I totally get that, and I agree.
Mhm.
Okay, so when you're dating someone, are you dating or getting to know her with the intent to marry? Is that
Always,
your end goal? Oh,
always.
always. Okay.
So
Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people just date, and they don't. And I'll be like, they
and
just
then
be like, let's just see where this goes. I'm like, yeah, nah.
people say he's weird. They call me weird.
Why?
Yeah, because that's not normal. It's not normal to want to date. It should be normal. It used to be normal, but it's not normal to want to date one person, and the end goal is to be married. It's
Hmm.
just I'm not interested if I don't see that. If I don't see the end goal is us being together, I don't date to date. See, if I don't see it from the beginning, or I won't even. There's no reason to approach.
Okay. And so when it's time for you, let's say, okay, y'all been hanging out, and it's not going the way you want it. Are you gonna tell her, hey, this ain't working out, or you just gonna ghost her like they do in 2022?
Oh no, you gotta do. I just gotta bring because I've never dated and usually when I date, it's long term.
Okay.
So I've never really been in that position, but yeah, you do have to be honest. If they ever occur, yeah, you have to be honest and be able to tell someone, hey, this is how I feel. But I'm the old school. I'm like,
Yeah, you more old school because that ain't what they doing today.
try to, and that could be a fault of mine. But if I like somebody and I saw them as future wife or whatever, I'm going to try to figure it out. Then just be like, oh, this ain't working out. I'm trying
Yeah.
to find see what we can do to fix it. You
Yeah,
know.
but that ain't what's happening today. People is ghosting left and right, men and women. I mean, it's on both ends. Everybody is ghosting everybody. See, that was a shock to me because I didn't know what it was at first. I just was trying to figure out, well, what am I doing wrong? Why did he not call me again? Or why was it such a great date, but we never had a second date? So I was trying to figure it out. So for a long time, I didn't know that it was called ghosting.
Yeah, if someone they have certain intentions and those are needs and they're not met, and they'll pretend like everything is good, but then they'll ghost you. That's just the world. But see, most people are not honest and they're not
Yeah,
forthright. I mean,
yeah,
that's just reality. Uh, most friends and even outside of relationships, people lie. People,
yeah,
front. A lot of people front. So it's not, you can expect that in relationships too, or meeting people. You know,
right.
most people are fake. That's how I look at it. I have a a bad outlook on the world, but most people to me are fake until I see otherwise.
No, I would tend to agree with you. My pastor this morning was talking about authenticity on my show on Thursday. We were talking about, being your authentic self all the time. There's a time to maybe not give everybody 100% of who you are, based on the relationship and especially based on like professional situations. But at the end of the day, I feel like people are just not authentic, period.
No, and then the crazy part is this is me. It's better to be honest. Uh, I guess it's about principle.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, but I have principles, and it's like, why are you gonna be afraid to tell somebody how you feel
Mm-hmm.
or where you're at? And if this is only what you want, this is what I want. I'm not afraid to tell you that. And so you should just there's nothing wrong with being honest. It's safe to me. It's safer to be honest.
I agree.
It's easier to be honest,
I
and
agree.
take it or leave it. This is how it is, or this is what I want, or you know, uh, and you leave them with nothing but all they can do is respect you because at least you're telling them that you have a right to tell them how you feel and what you want, and they have the right to tell you the same. And
Right.
so, yeah, honesty is always better. You know.
I agree, but there's a part of me, well, I've decided now to I have adapted to what the status quo is because I'm a talker. I'm a conversation. The show is called Conversations with KFLO. I love to talk.
Right.
So back in the day, that used to happen. That conversation would be, well, why haven't you called me or why haven't I seen you? And you would actually have those conversations. Well, you remember when you did this or you said that. Well, I didn't like that. Or this made me feel so. That used to happen back in the day. That doesn't happen now. So I'm now accustomed to if like I'm accustomed to not giving an explanation. If we went out and it wasn't good, I'm just not gonna call you again and let you figure it out because that's what's been happening to me.
Hmm.
So I have adapted that whole, ghosting. I guess it's called ghosting,
Yeah.
not because I feel like no one has given me a reason. No one has told me, well, well, Kim, you did this and this is why I don't want to talk to you anymore. Nobody has given me a courtesy or a reason as to why they didn't call me back. So
Right.
I feel like, well, why should I do it? If they're not giving me reasons, why should I give them reasons? So I've adapted what it is.
Right.
I would love to tell somebody why I'm not talking to you no more, but I know you're not gonna tell me. So why am I gonna put you through that? And here's the bottom line: they don't care anyway.
That's true.
They don't care anyway. Like
Yeah,
my cousin asked me one time, why do you care? If someone didn't call you back, okay, y'all had a great conversation. Okay, the date was great. He didn't call you back. Why do you care? And so I had to put myself in a mind frame of, yeah, you're right. Why do I care? If it didn't work, it didn't work. He doesn't owe me an explanation. No one owes me a reason as to
it's
why
true.
they haven't called me. So I just adapted that whole concept as well. You don't owe me, I don't owe you.
Yeah, it is. It is a part. It is. I guess it is a part of dating now, where you go on a date, and if the person doesn't call you back, that kind of gives the impression that, you know. But the problem is, a lot of times people do that, and then they call you back 2, 3 days later, a week
Or
later.
2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Like, hey, what's going on? You know.
And by that time, I've totally like I don't even care anymore.
Right.
If I haven't heard from a guy in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when you text me and be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna give you hey back," I ain't got nothing for you.
Right. Yeah.
So
That's a good. Yeah. I mean, you made good points, but I just think it'd be easier if people just like. I'm not saying you owe someone an explanation, but I think if you're a nice person, you should at least contact the person. Hey, I'm just checking on you, see how you're doing, and that opens up the door to say, hey, we can be friends.
nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear, but it's at least you know that I'm not leaving. I'm not just ghosting. Hey, and that's another issue that I've always had.
What?
For me, in the past, if someone's interested in you or in me, and I may not be, and I may want to be friends, like you said, nobody wants to hear that. And I've always thought that was kind of selfish. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like all or nothing.
Uh-huh.
If you're not dating me, then there's nothing else. When you guys probably could be friends, we could be friends, and maybe my homeboy might hook up, and it's
Okay, pass me on to the next available man.
miss opportunities in that way. It's like sometimes this person in front of you is not for you, but someone he knows.
I
Maybe
agree.
he's supposed to be a friend, but
I
but
agree.
a lot of times we cut that person off because that person is not interested in us. We were interested in them. They're not interested in us. So hey, you know.
Okay, so for everyone who has passed me up, please let your friends know that I'm still available. For everyone who wasn't digging on you, girl, go ahead and forward me to the next man, okay? All right, let's see. What is my next question here? I had so many questions for you, but because you're not dating. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have any religious beliefs that would affect you choosing a mate, like Christian or what is it?
Yeah,
Episcopalian, Judaism, any of that?
I'm Christian.
Oh, you Christian.
I wanna date a Christian. Uh, yeah, that's just pretty much it.
Okay, so you are a Christian. So you would only because it was funny to me. I heard a Christian guy say when somebody asked him what did he only date Christian women, and his answer was that she didn't have to be a Christian as long as she had something that she believed in. It totally threw me because if you're a Christian, how are you gonna date somebody who's not a Christian? Because the Bible tells us not to be unequally yoked.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to me, it's just logic. In the Bible, to me, is logic to me. And
Mm-hmm.
it says unevenly yoked. That makes a lot of sense. It's like if I'm believing in a God that created everything, and you're not, and you don't believe in the God, you know, um, it's not saying that we won't get along or whatnot, but some of my principles or beliefs or the way I do things will be off from yours.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that you won't be a productive or nice person or
Mm-hmm.
in light. You could be Christian like and not believe in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, there'll be certain ways that I move that you probably wouldn't, adhere to
Yeah,
because
exactly.
your whole thought process is somewhat different from mine.
Yeah, it's very different. And because I have experienced that in, in dating and trying to, explain something to somebody as to why I won't do certain things, and they just totally don't understand. I said, well, that's because I tried to tell you that this probably was not going to work because I'm Christian and you're not. So my belief system, my moral, my values and everything's are different. My reasons how I make decisions are going to be different.
Right, right.
So how I look at certain issues, how, you know, cheating on taxes. Yeah, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even the way you raise kids, it bothers me sometimes when I see couples who are not, they don't have the same religious beliefs, but y'all raising kids. So how y'all raising these kids? That baffles me. I mean, I guess they're making it work, but that, is a little troubling to me to think about. Like, how are you raising kids in this household when you guys don't have the same values? I don't understand it. But my mind may be a little closed in that, in that realm. So because I don't have kids.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you
I
have
mean,
any children?
I have two.
You have two. How old are they?
They're 19 and 18.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got those aren't kids, sir. Those are adults.
Yeah, they're adults.
Yeah,
Right. But
you
yeah,
got grown children.
yeah. When you're trying to rear children into to become adults, I think you both should be on the same page. And if you're reading from the blue book and they're reading from the red book, and the red book tells you this, and the blue book tells me this, and how do you teach your kids? Which one do they read out of?
Mm-hmm.
And when I
Exactly.
say book, I mean principles. Not necessarily religion or whatnot.
Exactly. I totally agree. All right, sir. I think you have answered anything. Is there anything that you want to throw out there specifically?
No, not nothing I could think of, but I just like to thank you for inviting me on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate it. It means a lot
I
for.
am really digging your outfit. Is that a whole piece or that's just a jacket?
It's just the top with.
Yeah, you over there faking. You look real flossy right now.
Uh, no, so this Adidas jacket, you know.
I like it with the little Gucci saying, yeah, I like it with the glasses and everything. You over there looking flossy. Okay, let me ask this, getting back to what you do. Creatively, because I know in the beginning you said that you were transitioning. When we met, you were transitioning to different software.
Mhm.
So how have you now evolved from what you were doing previously to what you're doing now? Are you still evolving, or are you somewhere set in what you're doing right now and you're focused on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty set. I went from, like I said, there was different software. Not that one is better than the other. I just felt like one was more professional. I can
Mm-hmm.
do a lot more as far as the way the video looks and coloring and all that. I could do a lot more. What happened was I transitioned. I bought a camera. Uh, it's like a $10,000 camera, and so it needed to have a certain uh, software that can process the files or whatnot. So that's what I was gearing into. When
You
I,
purchased,
huh?
wait a minute, you purchased a $10,000 camera?
Yeah, yeah. I told you I want to do movies. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You have to invest in yourself. You don't have to buy a $10,000 camera, but that camera is it's a true cinema camera. And so if I wanted to shoot something, and it was a really good story, it can make it to Netflix or without having to redo it and all that. It can make it to uh, Amazon Prime, or I could put it in the Sundance film festivals and things like that. So
Really?
when you're trying to, I think when you believe in something, you have to go all out, and that's what and if you want to go all out, you have to. I believe you have to invest in yourself, you know, and so I really believe the stories that I have are pretty good. I want to work with other people that have stories, so let me know if anybody's out there writing.
I actually do. My best friend is writing a story.
Okay, yeah, let me know. We're I have another guy that I film with in my company, and yeah, we're looking to collaborate and and create with each other, you know. So it's
Okay.
not about what all I can do. It's like I want to do things with other people. If you
Collaborate. Exactly.
do things by yourself all the time, it's not that it's a bad thing, but I think 100 heads is better than one.
Yeah. It 100 heads who are in alignment and on the same and on one accord.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I tell you what, I am going to reach out to you when this ends
Okay.
because I need to be on wardrobe.
Right.
I need to be on set decor.
Set
I,
design.
yeah, set design. I mean, I ain't building nothing, but I can decorate.
Yeah.
I need to be give me a one liner so I can be a one hit wonder.
Hey, you laughing, and it seems like it's easy to find somebody that'll do that, but it's like sometimes you get with people, and it's like, man, it's only 2 lines, and they're like, okay, and then they get there and they flake out or they won't show up at all. So it's like if you want to, I mean, we could use your talents.
No,
Definitely.
I'm for real. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself as an actor. I would never be out here trying to audition for parts. But give
Right.
me a good one liner and I do it.
You never thought you'd be having a podcast either, though.
I did not. I
Okay.
did not. It never entered my mind at all. I didn't even. It was not even an
You
idea.
you don't know what you're going to be doing next year. You might not be doing a podcast. You might have your own show somewhere, or you may be,
I,
that's you have to do it. You have to try. You don't know where you're going to end up.
I'm open to it. I really am. I am just open to whatever God has for me. I'm ready. All I ask is that He just prepares me before He put me in it. That's
Oh
all
yeah,
I ask.
most definitely.
All right, sir. Well, this has been wonderful. Listen, I enjoyed talking to you, Mr. Run DMC. I'm going to get with you when this ends, and we need to collab for real. Because for real, I got some people that I'm sure that I can send to you. That some good people, some good actors that I can send to you, most definitely.
Man, sounds good.
All right, that's what's up. You want to tell us your Instagram information again so the people can follow you?
Instagram Keith Brandon J, the letter J, uh, and then Facebook, same thing. Facebook Keith Brandon J.
All
So
right. And
my,
if there, go ahead. What you say?
most of my work is on my Facebook is just personal. I put some of my work on there, but most of my work is on Instagram. So if you ever want to check anything out, hit me up on Instagram.
All right, that's what's up. Real quick, sir, tell me one thing that you are doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to live your life better as a person.
I'm trying to be a little bit more diligent. A lot of the creative people, we tend to procrastinate a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to do every day. Every day I'm trying to I wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm trying to do something every day. And I go to work every day. But before that, I have my own job, my own business.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wake up so early so I could do what I need to do for myself. So,
Mm-hmm. And then you go work for the other people.
yeah, you gotta, that's how I'm able to get all this equipment so I can eventually, step out on my own.
Right. And see, I have to work for the other people first and then do me. Because I ain't no early person. I ain't getting up early for nobody but the Lord.
I hear you.
All right. As usual, guys, I am here to inspire, encourage, and empower you to live life better. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I am KFLO K on all platforms. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And I like to say, I want to be and need to be the greatest me that I can be. So, y'all go be great. Tune in next week and peace out.
Peace.
All right.
All right.
Through Jesus. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on.